So no one ever warned me how discouraging it is and how demoralizing it is when you're applying to jobs and working so damn hard. I graduated last year in June. It's been a year and I still have yet to land a job in my field. Like, I actually can't. I'm like a media marketing major, and like I've been applying left and right, and I've been working so hard on perfecting my portfolio and tailoring my resume and everything. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm still not landing anything. And yeah, okay, the market's hard and this is that, but I'm going above and beyond what other applicants are doing. I'm calling, I'm showing up, I'm doing like everything, and it's still not working. And so no one warned me going into this whole job application process how just humanizing it is. Like, I just can't. Like, I feel like a freaking robot at this point. Like, hello? Are you guys even listening?
I feel like the last couple of years, the job market has just been going down and down and down and down. And it has been getting very, very hard to get a job out here. Especially now with AI, how much is coming and taking people's jobs. It's insane out here. I think in the few videos we are going to watch, they'll prove to you on how much AI and how much the job market is, how bad it is. You will see the proof on the videos that we're going to see. Without further ado, let's check it out.
In the Big 26, we now have jobs that are asking you to pay to work for them. Over the past few weeks, I've had a total of 3 jobs ask for a startup fee to start working with them. I don't know exactly what the money is for, but I find it crazy that they're asking me to pay to work for them. In the Big 26, we now have jobs that are asking you to pay to work for them. Over the past few weeks, I've had a total of 3 jobs ask for a startup fee to start working with them. I don't know exactly what the money is for, but I find it crazy that they're asking me to pay to work for them. In the Big 26, we now have jobs that are asking you to pay to work for them. Over the past few weeks, I've had a total of 3 jobs ask for a startup fee to start working with them.
Why are all of these places hiring, but won't fucking hire someone?
To be honest with you, it is not only the worst job market that we've seen in a long time, but you also got companies playing a lot of games here. Number one, companies are saying that they're hiring. They put a candidate through the interview process, and then they don't hire anybody, and then they repost the job again. And you know what's even worse, everybody? So you see all these jobs, right? All of them say promoted on LinkedIn. So you know companies are spending money to find candidates to apply to their jobs. Yet the crazy part is that they're not hiring anybody. And then you got companies like this who are not even paying anything to work for them. Or companies that give you a salary, but they give you a range that's just like, you don't even know what you're going to be making. And to keep on going, you got jobs that have been here for 2 months or more. Those are either filled or they're just being super picky of who they're trying to get for their company. I can talk about this all day, but I think the biggest thing for job seekers is that you all are applying to hundreds of roles and you're getting rejected by most of them. I see videos where people are applying to 100 jobs, 1,000 jobs, even someone who said they applied to over 10,000. The best thing I can recommend you is to create a resume tailored towards the job title you're going for.
I just want to be so honest about the job market right now, guys. It is not for the weak. To give you some context, I have 3 years of experience. I think the main problem that I didn't really expect when going back into the job market is that there just isn't a lot of jobs. The interview processes now are really, really long. And I get that companies want to make sure they're hiring the right person, but I had a company that had 7 rounds of interview for an associate level position, and I was like, what? But I think the part that no one prepared me for was how exhausting it is to be in that process and not really know where you stand with the company, because you also don't know if you should, you don't know if you want to be spending and wasting your time applying if you feel like you're gonna get the job, but you don't really know. And then once you reach to the very end of the whole interview process, you're kind of oh, okay, maybe I should stop applying because maybe they're going to take me. I don't want to waste my time applying to like 1,000 things if I'm going to get this job. And that is like so draining. If you're in the job market like me, kudos to you. It is super rough out here and it is not glamorous. Not glamorous at all. I just want to be so honest about the job market right now, guys. It is not for the weak. To give you some context, I have like 3 years of experience. I think the main problem that like I didn't really expect when going back into the job market is that there just like isn't a lot of jobs. The interview processes now are like really long, and I get that like companies want to make sure they're hiring the right person, but I had a company that had like 7 rounds of interview for an associate level position.
I feel like people is not understanding just how bad the job market is. It is to the point now where they need people and they are urgently hiring, but no, we're just not hiring you though. No, but y'all stop. We need people though. Like, we need a full staff, but we don't need you though. Like, no, not you. I feel like people is not understanding just how bad the job market is. It is to the point now where they need people and they are urgently hiring, but no, we're just not hiring you though. No, but y'all stop. We need people though. Like, we need a full staff, but we don't need you though. Like, no, not you.
The Great Resignation is over, and we're now in one of the toughest job markets I've ever seen. I've been in recruitment for a decade, and I have never seen job seekers struggle as much as they are right now. If you are new to the job market, here is what you can expect. You're going to need to apply to a lot more jobs than you think. I'm hearing about people who are applying to hundreds, if not thousands of jobs, and hearing back from approximately 1 to 3%, meaning if you apply to 100 jobs, you're probably going to hear back from 1 to 3 of those companies. Once you hear back from a company, you're going to enter the interview stage, and the interviews are getting longer and longer. I'm hearing about 5, 6, 7, even 8 or 9 rounds of interviews. In between those interviews, you're going to see things like assessments, personality assessments, technical assessments. You'll also expect to get ghosted throughout the process, so it might be weeks before you hear about next rounds and you hear from the recruiter. Now, if you are lucky enough to get through all of these and find yourself at the final stage of the interview, expect a lowball offer. Right now, companies know that there's lots of people that want their job, and so they will likely give you an offer in the low range that you discussed in the first conversation. Companies know that if you don't accept the job, they have 20, 30 other people that will. Welcome to the 2024 job market.
Actually wrong with the job market right now. I literally spent over 4 years getting my bachelor's degree in communications. I'm on my way to get my master's because everybody told me that that was going to help me get a job, but I can't even get a job as a cashier at McDonald's. I was promised a better job once I got out of university, and yet I still haven't found one. So who's lying to me? The school system, the government, or my parents? I swear every old person I see tells me to get a higher education because I'll get a better job, a fancy paying job, whatever. But little do they know they literally ruined the economy for us because I cannot find a job. If I didn't use dumb, stupid side hustles to actually pay my bills, I would be living in a ditch right now. I was able to pull roughly $1,200 from the Juul, like the vape class action lawsuit on the claimmoney.com website. Like, that's the only money I've made in months. So what is everybody else doing to make money right now? Because I could really use some advice.
And I don't think you guys are ready to have the conversation about being so poor that you literally couldn't afford to get to an on-site job interview if you got one.
2.5. That's how many years I've been unemployed. 4,000. That's roughly how many job applications I've put in. 60. That's approximately how many interviews I've had. 4 interviews went the full cycle, from recruiter to final interview. 3. That's how many job offers I've received since December of 2022.
Well, Melissa, if you received 3 job offers, why are you unemployed?
I'm so glad you asked. One was a teaching position so far away that it would have cost me more to commute than I would have earned. The second one was fraudulent, meaning I talked to real people. I went through the entire process and signed an offer letter, only for them to ghost me and for me to realize that they were simply data harvesting for all of the exercises I did for them, and they wanted me to send them a check for equipment. That company later put a warning on their LinkedIn profile. The third one was to be a recruiter. only to be ghosted and find out from a LinkedIn post that the hiring manager who interviewed me made congratulating the new hire, who was a college student, no tea, no shade, but they had only ever done an internship. I have 18 plus years sales management experience, specifically in tech, in SaaS, in cloud-based software sales. I have 2 master's degrees. I'm currently a PhD candidate. Well, why don't you just get a job, doing something you don't want to do until you... Shut up. I can't get a job at Trader Joe's. Do you know how many people apply to Trader Joe's on the daily? I asked the manager at my local Trader Joe's, what their experience was in terms of hiring. They have applications just backlogged, and they get at least 6 people that walk in the store every day asking for work. Oh, but why don't you get professional help with your... Don't. I've got 8 different resumes. Keyword optimized, customized, cover letters customized. Shut up. Do you not think we have tried everything? Do you not think applying for work is a full-time job? Especially when you are interviewing or attempting to interview with multiple places at the same time, okay? It's dehumanizing, and it's physiologically and psychospiritually exhausting to be unemployed this long. Looking for work costs money. I haven't had internet in my home since January of 23 because I can't afford it. So I rely on hotspots from the library, or I have to go to a cafe, which means I have to pay to sit somewhere to job hunt. I have had to miss 3 on-site job interviews over the past 2+ years because I couldn't afford to get to them. What I had was to answer phones at an acupuncture clinic for 15 to 20 hours. Wait for it. A month. You are not crazy. It is that bad. People who have not experienced it will gaslight you. They will insult you. They will disrespect you, even people that love you, because they do not get it. You are competing with people that are more qualified and experienced than you for the same role. Just like people that are less experienced and qualified than me are competing with me for the same role. There is no such thing as an entry-level position anymore. Entry-level now requires multiple years of experience. What the fuck? Doesn't matter if you have degrees in your field. It doesn't matter if you have degrees at all. They don't care. They care if you can tell them what they want to hear. And that's only if the AI applicant tracking systems scan your resume and allow you to be put in front of a human for 10 seconds while they scan your resume and decide if you're a worthy candidate before tossing you aside. So when people come in my comments, when I'm requesting support for mutual aid, or I'm talking about my eviction, which I've actively been fighting since November without an attorney, and they say, well, why can't you just, move out? Or why are you unemployed? Well, first of all, if I can't afford rent, how can I afford to move, okay? Riddle me that, Batman. Secondly, it's none of your business why anyone is unemployed, okay? But second of all, if you're unemployed and you have a gap in your resume, we all know how hard it is to explain a 3-month gap, a 6-month gap. Try explaining a 2+ year gap in your resume, bitch. No amount of bullshitting freelance work and focusing on your degree is going to explain away a 2+ year gap on your resume. Government and federal jobs get wiped off the face of the planet by a man who wants to colonize Mars and breed women for a living.
But check this out. This is an assessment they're having me fill out to see if I'm a good server. And the whole question is me first, and my answers are me or not me. For who? What for what? What the fuck is this gonna do for? What kind of dog shit test is this? Hey guys, step it up. This is not science. This is fake. This is pretend. We're all pretending. Here's the question. First of all, it's this picture with an extra sweet AI shorty here. And she's looking at this painting like, what the hell? And here's the question. Don't understand paintings. First of all, not a question. That's 3 words with no punctuation. Okay? And my options are me or not me. Is this pretend? Are we pretend? Don't understand paintings. That's not me, dude. I understand paintings. Like, what are we talking about? Wearing costumes, dude.
I just got denied a job from Target. I have a fucking bachelor's degree. I spent 4 years on a bachelor's degree. And then my parents in great old America told me, go get your master's degree because that will absolutely solidify you a job. I can't get a cashier's job. I cannot get a minimum wage job. If I was not making money doing UGC on side shift, which literally anybody could do, a 5-year-old, I would be in a ditch. I wouldn't be able to pay to live. So I have to ask America, what are we doing? How are we supposed to make money? How are we supposed to live?
You usually could apply for a job on Indeed, right? You get the interview, and the next day after the interview, you're getting an offering letter to join the fucking team. Mind you, this would happen in the span of 1 week. 3-4 days.
Excuse my band-aid, I got hit in the mouth playing basketball, but people thought I was crazy when I told them this exact thing. You literally used to be able to walk into a business I was hiring, tell them that you was interested in that position. They would hand you a piece of paper. You will fill that piece of paper out, and if they had time, literally interview you right there on the spot. If you didn't get an interview that day, you would hear back from them within the next 1 or 2 days, at least before the end of the week. And the most important thing is they will tell you if they don't want you. They will literally let you know that your application was denied. And another thing that I feel like we don't talk about enough is that referrals mean nothing nowadays. It don't matter how long you've been working at a company, 1 year, 10 years, 20 years. If you refer somebody, they can't even get as much as an interview. Entry-level positions requiring 5+ years of experience, jobs still offering $15 an hour or less. Like, this job market is cooked. And y'all always get me with the, oh, these kids don't want to work these days. No, they want to work. They just don't want to work for $12 an hour, standing on their feet all day bagging groceries. They don't want a job that's paying $12 an hour and they're losing money just to work. Yeah, these people paying $12 an hour. That's $1,900 a month. And just to have a good, reliable car just for you to get to work, that's at least $500 a month. Car insurance is $200 a month. And if you live by yourself, rent is at least $1,000 a month. That's $1,700 already. You have $200 left. You still got to get gas for your car. You got to be able to shower and wash your clothes so you not stink at work. You got to be able to eat so you can function there. Like, these people want you to lose money just for you to work for them. No, people don't want to do that. This job market is cooked, terrible, in the dumpster. Shouldn't take you having to put in 700 applications, doing 5 rounds of interviews in 6 months just for you to land a good job. But y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Yet another glimpse of how horrible the job market is right now. I'm laughing because I'm just that shook. I am trying to get a job in aviation. I have worked for an airline since 2018. 8 years, damn near a decade. My first job in aviation was a guest service agent or gate agent for Spirit Airlines. Okay, the trenches of a customer service job. Have you ever had to deal with somebody that is going to miss their Carnival cruise because they showed up to the airport 5 minutes before boarding doors close? I have seen and had to deal with people throw temper tantrums because I had to charge them for a bag. They're flying Spirit Airlines. They show up to the airport with 8 bags. The bags are all overweight, blah, blah, blah. I've had somebody flip the lid off of the garbage can that was sitting next to the gate and throw their bag out so that they didn't have to pay for it. I'm like, okay, well, now you're not getting on the flight because you're not acting right. Also, while I was at Spirit, I was technically above wing, but I was also cross-trained for the ramp and cross-trained for ops, where you like at that airport, you like literally sit in the basement of the airport and like type numbers in the computer for like weight and balance and shit. All this to say, 8 years of working for an airline and doing all of that, I have a decently comprehensive understanding of the airport. Anyway, I worked at Spirit for a year, then I switched to a gate agent for Delta. Then I became a flight attendant. Then while I was a flight attendant, I became a business class flight attendant, which entailed applying for the position, re-interviewing, and going to a 1-week training that was all customer service based. Then I worked as a lead flight attendant, which you had to apply for, re-interview for, and go to like, it was like a 2 or 3 day training that was all focused on like how to be the leader and like work as a team. Then I made it to like the top tier of flight attendants because I applied to work business class flights to Europe. So again, I had to go to another apply, interview, and retrain for an entire week that was entirely customer service based. So at this point, I've been through gate agent training for Spirit, gate agent training for Delta, flight attendant training, an additional week of customer service training, a few days of leadership training, another additional week of customer service / leadership training. Then I go to flight school and become a pilot. Can't get a job. My guaranteed job starts in a few months. I need something to do in between. I'm looking online, scroll. I come across this job posting. As I'm reading the job posting, my heart's pumping, my face is flushed, I start sweating a little bit, I damn near lose my hearing because I have never seen a job description that fits my background so perfectly. Like a glove, if you will, excuse the cliche. I start typing my cover letter. Don't even need to look anything up, don't even need to use a template because I'm like, I know exactly what to say. And like, not to eat my own ass, but I was like, there is no way that I'm not going to not even get an interview for this position. Guess who didn't even get an interview for the position? The job was for this aviation company and the description was literally everything that I have experience in. Customer service, leadership, an understanding of the operation, an understanding of the importance of being on time, working as a team. Like I said, I've never read a job description that fit my background so perfectly. They just emailed me and cited that they're looking for somebody more aligned for the job. So when you see me on the corner of North Scottsdale Road with a cardboard sign that says, I will do fill in the blank for flight hours, keep driving. And by the way, I have a squeaky clean record, okay? Because I know a few people have been like, are you having like a hard time getting a job for an airline? Do you have like a DUI or like, do you have like some kind of criminal record? No. And 0 check ride failures.
This is really annoying. I have my job type, part-time, experience level, entry level. We need a licensed physical therapist. I don't know why I thought that said physician. I'm tired. I've been working all day as an intern and I don't get paid, so I need an actual job. So I try to find an actual job and it says everybody's hiring, but I haven't heard back from anybody yet, which is really frustrating. So I'm like, okay, let me go to Indeed. Registered nurse, medical surgical part-time days. What part of this is entry level? Registered nurse. That what? Licensed or unlicensed mental health therapist. What? Uber. Why is Uber in here? Registered nurse. Registered. Oh my gosh. No, what? I'm not a nurse. There's nothing in here that says nurse. I'm surgeon. What? Let's go to the 5th page. Paramedic. What? This is really annoying. I have my job type, part-time, experience level, entry level. We need a licensed physical therapist. I don't know why I thought that said physician. I'm tired. I've been working all day as an intern and I don't get paid, so I need an actual job. So I try to find an actual job and it says everybody's hiring, but I haven't heard back from anybody yet, which is really frustrating.
This is genuinely the worst economy to hate your job in. Like, every day I want to quit, but every day I'm reminded if I do quit, I won't even be able to afford a meal. Like, at this point, it feels safer to just be unhappy than to be unemployed. We've never lived in times like this. This is genuinely the worst economy to hate your job in. Like, every day I want to quit, but every day I'm reminded if I do quit, I won't even be able to afford a meal. Like, at this point, it feels safer to just be unhappy than to be unemployed. We've never lived in times like this. This is genuinely the worst economy to hate your job in. Like, every day I want to quit, but every day I'm reminded if I do quit, I won't even be able to afford a meal. Like, at this point, it feels safer to just be unhappy than to be unemployed. We've never lived in times like this. This is genuinely the worst economy to hate your job in. Like, every day I want to quit, but every day I'm reminded if I do quit, I won't even be able to afford a meal. Like, at this point, it feels safer to just be unhappy than to be unemployed. We've never lived in times like this. This is genuinely the worst economy to...
I graduated from college May of 2024, so a little over 2 years ago, with a bachelor's degree in data science. And despite having glowing reviews from my internship that I did post-grad from the director of the division that I worked in, I still do not have a full-time job in data science or anything in that general ballpark. And I'm about to go walk in to do a job interview for retail.
All right, guys. What's your thoughts? Do you think these people are just not looking out enough to get a job, or do you really agree that the job market is really that bad? Right? Do you think AI is just coming to take all the people jobs, or do you think it's just the people just seem that way, or it's not as bad? But I think it's that bad. I think the job market is really bad. I think these people are really struggling. I think I saw someone who said he applied for like 2,000 jobs and he got 0 job. That's crazy. Like, that's some insane stuff. But I don't know. What you guys think? Do you agree with what people were saying? Do you agree? Do you think the job market is really bad right now, or do you think just people just don't know working hard enough to try to find these jobs? I want your thoughts. I want your thought. I want your thoughts in comment down below. And thank you so much for watching the video. I will see you in the next episode. Peace.